So let's talk about what it is that we're going to do today, because that's what we're all here for and excited about. So what we're going to cover today is keys to building your business, which everybody is, I'm sure, excited about. I know I am. Number 2 is starting your business if you have not done so. And then the biggest thing we're going to talk about today, one of the biggest things, is going to be the difference between consultations and proposals. Okay, we're going to talk about inventory, how to get it, how to keep it, how to organize it, how to sell it, how to rent it, and all the stuff that is included in inventory. We're going to talk about multiple sources of income, and I call this the show me the money section. And I can't do a Cuba Gooden Jr. Accent, but I love this one because it really does expand your mind into what all the different awesome possibilities there are to monetize your business. Raise your hand if you have a question, please. Pricing your services. So this is going to be an informational section about pricing your services. Now, we're not going to tell you how much to charge because that would be price fixing. So we're going to give you some ideas about how other people are charging. And it also is, of course, dependent on your area. So, and we're from different areas of the country. So what might be good here for Florida might not work in Texas, might not work in Minnesota. Okay, so going to be, we're going to be talking about payment methods, how to get that money in the bank. And we're going to talk about planning, how to go about planning and get your business off, well planned. And number 9 is marketing. We're going to discuss marketing. You actually are going to also be getting a marketing book that is complete unto itself. When you get your manual, you'll be getting a marketing book as well. That's going to be a 90-page book that's going to help you with that. So let's go back. Would anybody like to snap a shot of this? If so, these are what we're going to be covering today. Please take a snapshot of this or a screenshot, however you want to do it, if this is what you want to do today. I'm going to give you a minute because sometimes it takes a second to get your phone picked up and in the right mode. Okay, raise your hand if you need me to stay on it. Otherwise, I'm going to go on. All right, here's the keys to building your business. Okay, what did I say yesterday when we were talking? I said attitude determines your altitude, right? So attitude is really very, very important. If you whether you think you can or whether you think you cannot, either way, you're right. So please know that the attitude is very, very important. Is it like it is in everything in life? But we're talking about our staging businesses specifically today. We're going to talk about marketing skills and how to get better at that. Business skills, lots of good business skills that we're going to discuss. Communication skills. We talked about this in the last 2 days, how important it is that if you cannot communicate with your client about what it is that you're trying to get them to either buy or to buy into, then you're dead in the water. So your communication skills are so important, and we can always get better at those. And then your staging talent, I'm going to talk about that. Keys to building. These are keys to building. So these are the things that the keys to your building your business that we're going to be talking about today. Okay, here is a couple of business situations that impact your income. Okay, these are basically excuses that you might hear from your client, and that these are things that you're going to want to be able to have comebacks to. Okay, if they say I'll pay you at closing, you say I have a professional policy that basically states that I get paid at the time of service. Okay, so you don't let them tell you how to run your business. You tell them how you work. Okay, so do not accept that I'll pay you at closing as a good a good answer. Okay, I don't have the cash. Well, basically, there's, like I told you, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that we have a company called Zoom Casa. You can refer them to Zoom Casa. You could refer them back to their realtor, who may or may not have the ability to front them the money and take it out of closing. At any rate, you have to get paid at the time of your service. So I don't have the cash is not a reason for you to lend them the money until they can pay you. Okay. I can't afford a complete staging. Well, first of all, how do they know that? They haven't even gotten, they probably haven't even gotten a quote yet, a proposal on what it costs to do a complete staging. And as we go through the day, we're going to talk more and more about what you can do as far as certain areas of the house. But you're not just going to go in and do one room. You're not just going to go in and stage one room because they can't afford to do a complete staging. Okay, and then just invoice me. You say, I have a professional policy that I do not invoice. I'm paid at the time of service, and that's when we'll be expecting to get the payment. So in other words, they want you to put it off. They can put it on their credit card and float it for 30 days or whatever if they want to, but that's not for you to have to be without. You need to get paid at the time of service. Okay. So there's some home staging merchant accounts, that's hard to say, that will allow you to take credit cards. And these are just some people that we've done some work with before and that are associated with us, but we don't make any money off them, of course, but we're just basically giving you a connection with some people that we've connected up with. And this is the person's name, his phone number, and his email. Okay, so if you want to take a snapshot of this page, this will also be in your book that you'll be getting. Okay, so why are merchant services important? It's so that you can get paid because you deserve to get paid at the time of your service. And then for the homeowner, though, it provides if they have the ability to do so, it gives them the opportunity to make payments on it, or it's basically what we call a form of staging financing, when they use their own credit card to pay you with their credit card and then divide their payments out over a number of months. If anybody have any questions, just raise your hand, please. Okay, home staging business insurance. We talked about this yesterday, and we talked about the importance of why you needed to have risk and insurance covered. And if you did not get this yesterday, go ahead and snap a picture of it now. And if you would like, also it'll be in your book when you get your book. Okay. This is a partner that we've partnered with for years. Okay. Now, we talked about yesterday that there were some companies that we had discounts with. Okay, so the companies that we had discounts with that I showed you yesterday were the ones that were available to the people who are not taking the 3-day class. They're just taking the 1-day or the 2-day class. And as a result, this one is for stagers only. It's a much more deeper discounted situation, and a very, very much a more of a strategically important group of companies that it's a bigger group of companies that you have access to than I've shown you before. So a lot of these are furniture companies, rug companies, and I was mentioning that they also we'll have an expo with our convention that's coming up, our conference, I should say, that's coming up in September in Denver, and these people will have booths set up around in our expo, and you'll be able to meet these people. Okay, and I can't tell you the exact amount that each one has discount wise because they're all different, but when you do get a sign on and you get logged in, you can click on and it'll take you directly to the portal for each one of these, and then you can go through the process of applying for and getting approval on each discount. Each discount will vary. Here's some more. Global Views is an accessory company. You know about Karastan, that's a rug company. Paragon is an art company. And let's see, Propac Images is a company, an art company. And then you've got your services. Okay, you've got your services. And then here on the right-hand corner, you'll see Zoom Casa. And you definitely want to have information about that, because you will want, that people are going to ask you, how am I going to pay for this? And then you can see it says stage now, pay later. So they're all set up to help people that need to stretch it so that they can pay for it out of closing. Okay. And here's some additional information. Brooks Rental, the faux foods and props are fun. They're fun to have. And this big giant canvas, a great big canvas is a good company. They have wonderful pieces of artwork, very large and for a very, very good price. The faux the Jane Seymour is florals, so you get what they call faux botanicals there, and some furniture rental companies. Okay, are there any questions about any of the? Does anybody have question about any of the discounts available? I mean, I can't tell you the exact number of the price, like percentages, but does anybody have a general question about anything that we just went over? Because I don't mean to go too fast, but we have a lot to digest today, and I don't want to miss anybody to miss anything. Okay, any questions? If so, raise your hand, please. If not, I'm going to move on. Okay. Okay, how do we go about gaining the business? All right, let's talk about that. We gain the business. Here's what we do. Okay, number one, it starts with calling. You call a real estate agent. For Stella and Tiffany, you're already the real estate agent, but just for a minute, pretend like you're a stager and not an agent, so we can go through this. You interview the real estate agent, or like I said, or seller, investor, builder, one of those two. And then that call, in other words, you got to get off your laurels and get on the phone and pick up the phone and say, hey, this is who I am. I'm excited about the fact that I'm available to do this, and really be excited about it, and they can hear the excitement in your voice, and be polite. I know, is it a good time? If not, then maybe we can set a time to talk for a few minutes later. I can call you back or whatever. I mean, be considerate of their time, because realtors are very busy people. You might even have to leave a voicemail for them. But if you leave a voicemail that's interesting enough, then you could say something like, hi, I'm Denise. I'm an accredited staging professional in this area, and I am very excited to speak to you. I hope that you'll have a couple minutes to call me back. I would love to, talk to you for just a couple minutes and tell you how I can help you with the staging services that I offer, help you sell your clients' homes quicker and for more money. I would really appreciate a call back, that kind of thing. I mean, it could just be short, sweet, and to the point, but it needs to be upbeat and exciting, okay? And then you get on the phone with them and you talk to them, and that could lead to one of two things. It can lead to either a consultation. I want everybody to write this down, because this is like a big deal. Number one, it could lead to a consult. Number one is a call. Number two is a consult. It could either lead to one of two things: a consultation, which is a written, detailed home staging report, okay? Everybody needs to write that down. Or our PowerPoint presentation says a proposal. So it really should just say proposal. So that includes parts of the proposal. So you can definitely get one of these two things out of that call. All right. And today is going to be really all about discussing the difference between those two. And then that can lead to number three, which is either doing the proposal and the staging work, or it can just lead to the staging work. So in other words, it's going to a little bit confusing, because I know the difference between consultation and proposal is it's murky. But I'm going to, by the time I go through the whole thing and take it apart piece by piece, you're going to understand what I mean. So I would say take a snapshot of this page, and as we go along, we can come back and refer to it if you'd like. Does anyone have any questions about this? And there are no dumb questions, so please just ask me whatever you like to ask me, so we can get it out in the open. It might be something that someone else is thinking about and doesn't want to ask it. Anybody? Everybody's good? Okay. So what is the difference between a consultation and a proposal? Okay. Who does the staging? Well, in a consultation, the homeowner does the staging. Okay. In a proposal, the stager is going to be doing the staging. Everybody understand that? The difference there? Okay. All right. what's going to be completed by the stager? In other words, what's the stager going to do? Let me talk to Donna. Okay, Donna.
So when you say who does the staging, the homeowner, you mean who's paying for it, correct?
No, I mean who does it, who physically does it. If I'm doing a consultation for them, they're going to be doing the work. I'm just telling them what they need to do.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the difference. So actually, physically, who's doing the work? The homeowner. And in the consultation, who's doing the work physically? The stager, if you're going to give them a proposal.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the main difference between the two, and that's why it's important that we understand it at this level, because we're going to spend a lot of time talking about how to do each one of those things. Perfect. Thank you for your question. Okay, anybody else questions? So what's the investment to the homeowner? Well, anywhere from $150 to $750 for a consultation. My fee is $300, and that is closer to the national average, $300. Okay. Used to charge $250, now I charge $300, but there might be some areas. If I did a 7,000 square foot house, then I might be, $500-$600 because I'm going to be there longer. And so that $300 that I charge is based on the size of the house and how far I have to travel to get there. There's some parameters, but I'm just giving you a national average. Okay. Now, an investment, what is the homeowner going to be investing, or whoever's going to be paying for it, when you give them a proposal? Well, the answer is somewhere between $500 and $7,500. I don't know anybody in their right mind that would charge only $500 for a staging. I would say $2,200 would be a good national average, $2,200. But it could be up to $5,000 to $7,000. Could be even more than that if it's a huge home, depending on what, based on location is what it says there. But if you want to put out to the side on your notes, 2,200 is a national average. That would probably be a smarter number to think about. Okay. Now, how much time is it going to take to stage? Well, guess what? 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, I don't know. The seller themselves are in charge. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to do the work. You know, it's up to them. If I'm going to be doing it as a stager, though, and I'm over here under proposal, I'm going to say 4 to 8 hours. And in just a little while, when we get into this, I'm going to break it down and tell you like what size house takes about how much time to stage. Okay, so time taken to stage, 4 to 8 hours on site. Okay, now, oops, sorry. And then a consultation or proposal. Um, what length is that document going to look like? Well, 5 to 17 pages for a consultation. Mine are usually closer to 17 when I do them, and that's because I include photographs of the areas in their house. With their permission, I take photographs and I interject those into my staging report that I get back to them. Okay, and I'll talk to you more about that today. And if you're interested, I'll even send you a copy of one of my sample of one that I did myself, just to show you what mine looks like. Okay, so in a proposal, believe it or not, can be 22 pages, and I will show you how that looks later. I know I keep saying I'll show you how that looks later, but I'm going to be getting there. And then the percentage of staging to be completed, I don't know. Are they going to do the work? They could do zero. They could do nothing that I gave them on the list. They could do 100% of what I gave them to do on their list, or they could do somewhere in between. Okay, so 0 to 100%, because the stager, has nothing to say about how much they do. Okay, I only can do the report to tell them what they need to do, right? Now, if I do a proposal for them and I tell them I'm going to come in and do the work, then guess what? 100% of the work is going to get done, because I'm not going to present to them and charge them for something that I don't intend to finish. Okay, so 100% of the work is going to get done if it's a proposal.